I love the green.
Thank you, in honor of Tinkerbell.
I love it.
I mean, this is such an iconic story, but Tinkerbell is such an iconic character. Talk to me about the moment you found out you were going to be embodying Tinkerbell in this wonderful modern take on a classic story.
It was really surreal. I think I was just kind of in shock when they told me because, you know, I think as an actor, especially as a young actress right now, you kind of know what roles are generally out there in the world, and playing an iconic fairy is not top of mind in terms of like, oh, they're looking for somebody or they're looking for me to reprise this character that means so much to so many people. And so when they told me, it just took me a moment to process. I think the biggest question was, me? Whoa. And then the second thought was I just got really excited. I think to be able to step into a project that was just so creative, so full of like youthfulness and joy is just such a pleasure. And so I just, yeah, got really excited for the process and what was to come.
Jude, I want to start with you. I mean, geez Louise, Captain Hook has a certain flair to him. How much fun did you have putting your own twist on this iconic character?
So much fun. And it wasn't really until you started sort of picking away and unpeeling the past that I realized just how much there was to play with. You know, David gave me the opportunity because there's a sense of his past, his backstory, how the relationship between Peter started and what brought Hook to Neverland. All that territory is there to be investigated, and it's rich and fertile ground to play as an actor. And of course, on top of that, the physicality, whether it's the Hook itself or the sword fighting or just being on a pirate ship with an ugly crew of pirates. So many places to lose yourself and express yourself and have fun. And it's still a tightrope. You know, I wanted him to be scary, but not too scary. I wanted him to be plausible. I wanted him to be arch and slightly heightened, but not camp necessarily or pantomimical. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing him.
David, you needed a really special actor to walk that plank because it is such a fine line. Why was Jude the man for the job, both menacing and playful?
There's your answer.
Yeah, that's a you just couldn't say it better. I wanted Hook to be a character audiences could sympathize with, even when they are disagreeing with his actions, such as locking a bunch of children in the brig or making Wendy walk the plank. There was this little boy within him. Like, he was still a child. He still didn't necessarily understand the gravity of what he was doing, even when he was doing those dastardly deeds. And to be able to, you know, walk that tightrope of being a villain, but being a villain who's got this sense of righteousness and hurt that are commingling. There's something almost Shakespearean about that, while also it's still really fun. He's a really fun villain. He still is the Captain Hook that we've always known and loved. And I knew that Jude could play all of those shades brilliantly.
You know, to do Peter Pan and Wendy, you need a fantastic Captain Hook, someone who can be both menacing but also really playful. And I think Jude did such a fantastic job. Do you think he was the right man for the gig?
Obviously, of course. I loved Hook, and I think between him and David with the directing and writing, they gave Hook such a cool storyline of, like you're saying, being totally menacing, being totally freaky. But why am I crying because of Hook? Like, why is he bringing tears to my eyes? I think there was just such a honesty and authenticity running throughout the film that we were able to take every larger-than-life character, and every single actor brought elements to them that just made them more than relatable. So it didn't matter if they were flying around in a world that we'll never see. Every single person brought something that made me see, oh, I see myself in Peter Pan, and I see myself in Wendy, and the Lost Boys, and Michael, and John, and Hook. And even Smee. I have my tea right next to me. I am Smee in the situation. Between me and my brothers, I'm the Smee.
We've got Jude Law, Yara Shahidi. What did it mean to you to be a part of this iconic story?
It meant everything to me. At the time, I didn't really know. I wasn't really sure because I was so in shock, actually, when I first got the role. And going through the whole experience, I was always living like half in a dream and half real life. And I was just trying to like get my grounding. It was really, really crazy. Like, it was a huge experience, and seeing those large named actors in real life doing their thing, and I don't know, it was a really wonderful experience.
You needed an incredible group of young actors to bring this sense of awe and wonder to this story. Jude, as a seasoned actor, how exciting is it for you to play in a world where you're surrounded by youth who are really just kind of taking this craft by storm?
Honestly, it's a great reminder that acting, a lot of acting is playing and make-believe. And so when you have children who are incredibly good at both conjuring emotions and the accuracy and the detail of acting alongside their own natural innocence and playfulness. It's a beautiful environment to work. It's a serious place, film set. Sometimes it needs a lot of dedication and commitment, but it can also sometimes take itself quite seriously. And so to have the playfulness of children goofing around and enjoying themselves, which was an energy that David really carefully nurtured. He wanted that playfulness. He wanted it to be authentic. It couldn't be a case of action and have fun. It was like, you know, the fun was already there.
I was so excited to watch it, and it just filled my heart with so much joy.
Thank you.
You were fantastic. There is also so much excitement for your friend Halle Bailey, who's going to be taking on another iconic character, Little Mermaid. Have the two of you been able to be there for each other throughout this wild adventure?
Well, I think what has been so cool is in the last couple months, you know, as both movies are getting ready to come out, being able to share moments together and be in conversation has been really special. And of course, I think we both shoot each other messages of like, oh my goodness, I'm just excited as an audience member. Forget me being Tinkerbell. I'm excited to be one of the girls in the audience. Like, that's my Little Mermaid. And so it's been special to be able to be on this journey with somebody that I've literally known for so long and voted for on Radio Disney when her and Chloe were competing in the Radio Disney challenge, and then got to work with on Grownish. And so we quite literally have grown up in this space together. So to be able to be taking on this adventure together is so special.
I mean, watching it, it seemed like such a fun experience as well. And Tiger Lily is such an incredible, incredible character. And I loved learning that the production really paid close attention to detail when it came to Tiger Lily's culture and to her heritage. Talk to me about the first time you walked on set and what that experience was like for you.
Oh God, I was so scared. I remember walking through the set because it was my day for training, and it wasn't really like my day for on camera. I think they planned this out on purpose, but I did like my training while they were filming. So I got to like walk through the sets and like familiarize myself with everything and everybody. And that was really nice. So one day I just came back from doing my stunt training, and I came through the set and they were doing a big scene with Hook. And that was like my first day. I saw him like in his moment, and I was like, what is happening? Like, it was so unbelievable. And I was like, wait, this isn't real. This isn't real. And everybody around, they were like so chill. But I watched his scene and he was improving too, which was like just phenomenal. But yeah, it was just like, it was a living dreamland.
Now, from what I understand, because Tinkerbell is Tinkerbell, your scenes were a little bit different. You shot a lot by yourself, not that many lines, yet so much was exuded. So how special was it to finally get to hang out with the cast at the massive premiere and to get to experience the magic with them?
It was so fun. I think it was really just a funny moment for everybody because they've spent hours looking at a green little dot that was supposed to be me on set, and I spent hours looking at their face in the scenes that I got to act off of them, and spent hours looking at these little stands that have pictures like on them when I was filming. So I remember we did our first interview together yesterday, Ever and Alexander and I, and we sat down and there was just this moment of like, I both feel like I've known you for a very long time, and it's also crazy that this is the first time we're meeting. But, you know, I think it was such a joy to be able to come together of all moments to be able to celebrate this being shared with the world.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.